Welcome back, Galaxy Brains. We are the Film Lovers Guide to the Galaxy, and today we're becoming a duo. It's just me and Joe today, as Jared has prior commitments that he has to do. So I think it'll be pretty fun. It'll just be kind of like a free form. We're just gonna shoot the shit. But like we start with every podcast, you guys recognize this intro.
So I'm not gonna. The point of this rant is this. Let's say that costs you like 20 grand a year, okay? And the insurance covers 80. You're like, oh, it's a pretty good deal. Well, no, you have cancer.
What's the worst thing you'll do for $1 million?
Fuck you! Stop fucking dropping oil into the Gulf, you dipshits. Fucking morons.
Joe, it's only both of us right now, so you actually got a lot of time to tell me what's bothering you this week.
I've held this idea for a long time, and I don't really get it. I think Red Vines and Twizzlers are garbage, like garbage candies. I don't understand why people like them. It almost feels like if you describe to an alien what a cherry tastes like, and he put that flavor and put it into plastic, and they push that through like a pasta like maker, like the Twizzler shit. I don't get why people like them. They're not good. Same thing with what's that other Halloween candy that's garbage? The corn. Candy
corn? Don't tell that to Dakota. She loves that.
Why is that? I mean, look, man, I like artificial candy as much as the next person. Mm-hmm. But the level of artificial shit is in both of these is ridiculous. It just feels granulated. It feels terrible. And I don't know. I hate it. I absolutely fucking hate it. If you're giving these away for Halloween, don't. Stick with chocolate, and I don't understand people. I gotta say, people who like that kind of stuff have broken taste buds.
So what Joe's telling me and the rest of the podcast community is that if you like candy corn, you have broken taste buds.
I do have broken taste buds. I can admit.
Hey,
this. Joe, I
if
just
she's okay with that
for the first time, like not even a month ago. Like I'm a broken person. We don't.
How's that? What? How's that possible? How do you have guac for the first time? You live so close to like Mexico.
But I didn't want to eat it. I don't like my food touching. Guacamole is nothing but food touching.
No, like with chips, you mean?
Like the ingredients. Like I don't like my I didn't like my food.
That's impossible because you don't eat pure foods. There's no way. Do you have pizza?
I do now.
Pizza. I'm saying pizza touches spaghetti.
Okay.
Name your top three favorite foods.
My top 3 favorite foods?
Yeah.
Oh, chicken nuggets.
Okay, that's flour and chicken touching.
Okay, I went to therapy so that way I could eat food normally. But no, I literally first of all, I love candy corn. I have a bag in the pantry, like right now.
Oh,
it's my
disgusting. Do you like that more than like chocolate?
Yeah.
Is that your thing over every other candy?
Candy corn is like if I'm having like a really bad day, like I have like an emergency candy corn stash in the pantry just in case I'm like, oh, I need a pick me up.
At least it's cheap because no one else wants it.
That's fucked up. You know what's really good? The candy corn that's a little pumpkin, where it's just like a big thing of wax.
Yeah, exactly. It's a bunch of wax. It's terrible.
It's so good.
Okay, wait, hold on. What's your other 2 favorite foods?
God, what else is my favorite food? I have the same taste as like a toddler, so like chicken nuggets, like pepperoni pizza.
See, pizza. How do you feel about French fries?
Depends on the French fry.
McDonald's French fries.
I think McDonald's French fries can be good, but just the ends, like just not the middle part.
The crunchy bits.
Yeah.
So you like crunchy French fries?
Yeah, but not like overly crunchy. In-N-Out French fries are the worst, in my opinion.
Okay. How do you feel about mac and cheese?
I like mac and cheese. I'm a child of divorce, so mac and cheese was all we had.
That's why I'm asking you these questions. Yeah. SpaghettiOs.
No, I didn't like SpaghettiOs.
Frozen dinner pizzas. Or frozen dinners, I'm sorry.
Oh, frozen...
Like Hungry Man's.
I had a lot of like kid cuisine when I was a kid.
Bagels.
I like bagels.
You like bagels. What about bagel bites? Like the...
Oh, fuck yeah, dude. I'm a bagel bites? Hell yeah.
You need to get your blood levels checked. That's a lot of salt we're talking here, lady. That's a lot of salt.
I'm a salty person.
Too much salt. That's way too much salt.
What,
We're going to start introducing you to other shit. How do you feel about ramen?
I like ramen.
Okay, because that's a potpourri of all sorts of things.
Again, I went to therapy so my food could touch.
Now, how about this? How do you feel about guacamole in your ramen?
I think if anyone put guacamole
That's
in my
disgusting.
ramen, yeah, I'd kill myself, like on site.
Now here's a weird one.
Yeah, why would?
Here's a weird one. Cup of noodles.
Oh, I love cup of noodles. Oh, here's the thing. Cup of noodles dry. Like take the bag,
and you
crush it up,
break it,
and then you just add the seasoning.
That's very common. That's very common in Asian culture. But you okay with regular cup of noodles too?
Yeah, regular cup of noodles are great.
Okay. How do you feel that with a slice of cheese in it?
Disgusting.
It's very popular.
That's
American
horrible.
Processed cheese.
Look, I do have a bag of shredded cheese that I just nom on, but that's.
How do you feel about string cheese?
Oh, I like string cheese.
Okay, I'm getting a better picture of you.
Thank you. Yeah,
I very like it.
But no,
I don't. I'm sorry, I don't like it, but it is what.
But hold on, it's a real. Can you Google it? There's like an actual like name for it, but it's got a long ass name.
Food aversion therapy.
What am I Googling?
Like what it's called when you don't like your food to touch. It starts with like a B or something.
Barbarism.
Yeah, whatever the fuck that is.
I'm just making up words.
Oh no. Yeah.
Brunotractophilia.
Yes. Yeah. It's when you just don't like your food to touch. So no, I went to.
Dude, I'm quite the opposite. I don't know if Johnny's the same. I've watched him eating for a while. If you have a plate of Thanksgiving food, just nom 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 nom.
No, Thanksgiving gives me so much anxiety.
No, what you need is those kid trays where they're individual sectioned off. So she has one apparently. You should get one for your anniversary, man. You should get one of those really nice ones, like the little trays.
For all you listeners out here that have no visual cue what is about to happen, my wife is in the kitchen right now, about to show on camera to Joe.
I have 3 of them. This one has an owl on it. This one has a fox. And then this one has a little bear with a hat on it. And then my mom got me these like dividers that suction onto a plate so you don't have to feel like a child.
I see. That I
don't even know. I don't even know what you said, but I know it was some hurtful shit.
No, I didn't say. I said cool, I guess.
You said cool.
You said some hurtful shit. I know you
did not.
I saw your face.
Johnny, don't lie to her, Johnny. Don't lie to her.
All he said was cool. And if you don't believe me, you can listen to this podcast when it releases.
Exactly. God, candy corn. You know what? You gotta start getting her onto that dark chocolate business, man.
She likes dark chocolate. She actually bought like the dark chocolate that has like the fruit. That's usually good. Like Brookside, those are really good candy. I enjoy those.
They're very, very good. The second thing I was going to quickly talk about was recently, I watched Batman. We'll talk about that in the next episode. But the interesting thing is movie trailers, man. Movie trailers been kind of shitty lately just because I decided to actually look up some of the quotes they have for movie trailers. You know how they goes, this is like the next Steven Spielberg brought to you by, this guy that does his blog. Mm-hmm. And I followed up on one of these, and they never actually said the quote. Is there is there a legality to this? Are you allowed to do that? Straight up lie?
Well, if it's a quote from an actual person, you can tell because it'll be in quotes, and the person's name will be right next to it.
Person's name. Yeah.
But if it's not, then they're playing very fast and loose with either the name or the wording.
I hate all of that. I hate when it's like brought to you by the studio that made Wall-E or some shit. Like they do that, or brought to you by the director that did 7 Years a Slave or whatever it is that they think the pedigree is. None of that really matters to me because I think they did it so much. It kind of it just kind of ruined it for me. But yeah, that's my rant. For those people who are like, I'm a Red Vine family. No, you don't deserve candy. Deuces.
So it's very interesting. I think it really is about, do you recognize when in those trailers, do you recognize if you recognize the brand or you recognize the name? If I were to say brought to you from now this is where the deceiving tactic is, right? If it says brought to you from the studio, that means it's a big umbrella. The director is probably a no name. But if it's like brought to you from the director of, right, and that used to be like someone like Christopher Nolan, right? Before, let's say with the Dark Knight, it probably was like from the director of The Prestige, Batman Begins, and Memento. When you hear that and you think about those movies, if you've seen any one of those movies, you're like, oh, okay, that's cool. if you know the director, then you know it's a Christopher Nolan movie. But Christopher Nolan now is such a name in itself, he doesn't need that. It just says from Christopher Nolan, right? I think it's just the way you look at it is if it says studio, then they're just trying to just use whatever that is related to the material. If it says from the director of, then I believe it's a good director. There's just not a household name yet. And if they use their name, like Nolan, like Spielberg, like Tarantino, then oh shit, you know what kind of movie you're getting into. If it says from A, like the letter A, producer, that means you know that both those people did not produce the same movie if they named that movie. So you take that movie with a grain of salt. Because I've seen people say from a producer of let's take your example, from a producer of 7 Years a Slave. There's 3 producers on that movie, so you better hope the one producer that is coming off of it is the actual one that makes good movies or helps produce good movies, you know?
I just hate that it's so obfuscated and all that kind of shit, you know? I mean, honestly, the trailer itself should be able to sell the movie in my book, and a lot of the times it does. I don't need this extra shit. I hate it. I hate it.
You know, I thought we were just going to talk some random stuff. I was reading on Reddit. There was this person that posted the greatest plot twists in movie history. What are some... and from here, since we're talking about this topic, spoilers if you haven't seen any of these movies, right? I was reading through the list, and some of them make sense. Some of them, right? The movie they had here that didn't make sense to me was Whiplash. Because it's like, was that really a plot twist of him at the end? I get that, you know, it's like a aha moment when you realize that, like, J.K. Simmons, the teacher, right, pulls the script from him, and he doesn't. It's like the wrong music sheet, and it's supposed to embarrass him. But I don't. And then, you know, you see him kind of embrace it, and then he starts going back and playing his own cues, things like that. And that, at the end of the movie, made that movie great. But I wouldn't consider it like a plot twist. Like a plot twist is like Planet of the Apes, right? That's a plot twist. Like, it hits you right at the end. You're like, oh, it was Earth all along. Every time I think about that, that's like the song. So, what are some movies? What's some great plot twists that you've seen that you were like, oh shit! Like, you couldn't have foreseen that happening.
To be fair, I'm a pretty obtuse guy. So, like, Parasite was a really good plot twist in my book. Just the way it ended. The Sixth Sense, I never really tried. Because here's the thing, you know, a lot of people out there, they've read the books or read whatever, or they try really hard to predict what's going to happen, and that's fine if that's what you're into. But I don't try to actively try to do that just because it ruins what the purpose of the movie is going to be. So I don't. So, for example, Cloverfield Lane was a good one. Prestige is a good one. Looper's pretty interesting. You know, Memento, that's just always a mind fuck. Fight Club is interesting. Seven is an interesting one. So stuff like that. Very, very classic plot twists. And the ones that have really good ones are just amazing.
You know, there's a couple that come into mind, right? You said Prestige. I thought that reveal at the end, that's like one of the best things that Nolan has written. Because I was like, oh shit, I wasn't really expecting it. Like, and people that actively, like, I get that people sometimes watch these movies that actively try to solve everything beforehand. I hate when that happens because it's like you're kind of taking the fun out of it, right? You're supposed to enjoy the movie, and if you're in the same POV as whoever the lead character is, supposed to enjoy it. There's a couple other good ones that I remember plot twist wise. The Others, I don't know if you remember that movie with Nicole Kidman, where she
is that the alien one?
Not the alien one. No. That's Invasion. No, I'm talking about the one where it's like it's a period piece. She moves into this family, moves in with her family, her 2 kids, and shit happens around the house, and they couldn't tell.
Oh man, I don't remember that at all.
Oh, I'm not going to ruin it here, but if you guys haven't seen The Others, that's a movie I would definitely tell you.
Oh, Gone Girl.
Gone Girl is really good as well. And that twist happens in the middle of the movie. So when that does happen, I'm all like, oh. And then it has a little mini twist at the end, but
that's what I mean.
That's good.
You don't expect it because it's in the middle.
Yeah.
I like the Get Out and Us thing. Mm-hmm. I'm not really sure if that's necessarily a plot twist. I thought it was. It's kind of new in the sense that it's Key and Peele, man. What can I say?
There's another one. It's an action movie, or it's an action drama movie, but The Departed had a really good plot twist because I never watched Infernal Affairs before The Departed. And so when that whole arrest scene happens towards the end of the movie, I was like, oh, what the fuck is going on right now? There's so much shit that's happening there.
I was thinking, like, I don't know how many, because plot twists are usually either it's going to be like a drama, a horror, or an action. Do you think it's really stuck to those three genres?
It normally is, because I think those genres tend to be more about the atmosphere and kind of like the story prevailing. It's random to see plot twists happen in like an action movie, because most action movies are like, what? They go point A to point B pretty quick. With those three other genres, they kind of am trying to take you on a windy path, so it lends to more plot twists, at least from the viewings that I got.
Yeah, I can dig that. I mean, I was thinking, like, Knives Out, like a whodunit, was a really classic one. I was thinking whether or not Death on the Nile was considered a plot twist. I mean, I think it's definitely trying to be.
Yeah, I mean, those were right, like Murder on the Orient Express. That's a plot twist, because it's like you're trying to figure out, and they lead you in one way who you think it's going to be, and the next thing you know, it's like, oh, okay, that makes sense.
Oh, you know what? A movie I watched sort of recently that's really old is called The Game with Michael Douglas
and Sean Penn. That movie's good.
Yeah, that was a you know what? They should. Is there a remake of that? Because I feel like you could.
You could, but I don't think you should.
The thing is, yeah, you can't. Can you remake one that has a plot twist with the same plot twist? Otherwise, it's gonna be super boring, right?
Yeah, it kind of gets trapped among that way. So let's think about it this way. I was saying, so here's another thing. Did you see who made The Game, the movie, the director?
Fincher.
Yeah. Which is like, it's funny, because now when you say, I think if you say David Fincher, I think we know who he is. I think. Because at this point now, he's made movies like Seven, The Game, Fight Club, which also had a really good plot twist ending, right? Gone Girl.
He did Gone Girl,
right?
He did
Zodiac,
Social Network.
Killer, so like I think he's in that echelon where we can kind of do that. But yeah, man, I remember The Game. That movie is good. That movie, it looked weird.
They did something like this for the modern time, like that movie and its twists. Mm-hmm. I wanted to be done in, a modern take of it. That'd be kind of cool.
What is this? Sorry, I'm clicking on this here. Respond to the comment. All right, so I'm on Letterboxd right now, you guys. There's a ongoing poll. What is the greatest film ever made in your opinion? You only get one vote. One whole vote. So,
that's tough.
So right now, this poll was updated maybe like last week. So let's test this out. I see the 20. We can do 20 or we can do 10 movies. Let's do 20 movies. If you had to guess what movies would be on here, and so okay. so there's IMDb, there's Rotten Tomatoes, is and Letterboxd. I like Letterboxd. I think Letterboxd, I pay $10 for the full year to get all their features that are on there. I like reading people's different lists, how they rank it and stuff like that. So, so basically, list is by Adrian Toffe. I really hope I didn't butcher your name, man. It'll be updated. He has a list right now. So basically, it is only one film per person. Don't use multiple times or multiple accounts. Any production on Letterboxd. If you change your mind, you can change it. It's up to your interpretation what greatest means. So I kind of know the kind of group of people that vote on IMDb versus someone like Rotten Tomatoes versus something like Letterboxd. So, Joe, let's take a guess here. 20 movies that are on here. You get. I'll tell you this. This is a pretty fun game we can make up. You get three tries to get one of these movies. If you get to a third strike, you're eliminated. But if you guess the movie, then we'll give you an extra 3 strikes for every movie you get right.
Okay.
So that way, right now, you have 3 tries to get one movie. Let's say you guess it right? I give you another 3 tries.
Okay, I see.
And it adds up. So it becomes not just a 1 every 3 times. So we'll do top 25.
Okay.
Think about the Letterboxd people that would vote on this. This is their opinion, the greatest movie according to this list. Let's see what movies we can get here. So
I'm gonna try to strategize. And not go for the obvious ones.
This is Ward of movies.
Let's go with Pulp Fiction.
It is right now number 18 on this list.
Yeah! All right. I'm going to 25, you said, right?
Okay. 25.
All right. Then my next guess is Goodfellas.
Lucky. It was 24 on this list.
See, that's what I'm talking about. I'm going to go with Silence of the Lambs. Okay, that's one out. Okay,
so one out. You still have, since you guessed those right, you got 3, 6, 8 guesses left to guess.
Oh wow! Okay, holy shit. Okay,
so
okay, I'm gonna say Godfather. I mean, that has to be
which one?
The first one, The Godfather.
Okay, that is right now. That is right now number 2 on that list.
Now my question is Godfather 2 or Godfather 3 count?
They are all separate entities, so people.
Okay, so now I'm gonna go with Godfather 3. Oh fuck. Okay. Let's keep going here. Space Odyssey 2001.
That is right now the number 1 movie on Letterboxd that they have voted. So
okay. I'm doing pretty good. Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Unfortunately, Indiana Jones is not on this list.
Interesting. Okay. Reservoir Dogs.
So, fun fact about this list right now. Only one Tarantino movie is on this top 25 and is the one you already guessed, Pulp Fiction. So,
okay. Saving Private Ryan.
There is one war movie on this list, but it's not that one.
Oh, shit. Okay. Those are good guesses. Alien.
Shockingly enough, there's not a horror movie in this realm here, so...
Okay. Forrest Gump.
Tom Hanks and Robert Zemeckis does not make this top 25 list as of right now.
Oh my god. Okay. I feel like I have a decent amount just because I got so many.
You still have 3, 6, 8 tries.
Rambo.
No Stallone movie, including the Rocky pictures, have made it onto this list.
God. Okay. 12 Angry Men.
There's a lot of angry men, but not 12 of them. They are not on this list either.
Citizen Kane. Come on. There's no way.
According to a lot of historians, Citizen Kane is, if not the most influential movie that has come out outside of Birth of a Nation. According to Letterboxd, it's not there. So let's look at this.
Okay. Casablanca.
Casablanca is at 17. Got that one there.
All right. This is kind of a broad guess. Star Wars.
I'm going to let you narrow it down right now.
Empire Strikes Back.
That movie is at 19. Yes.
Okay. Now, this is my personal opinion of it. Mm-hmm. Toy Story.
Unfortunately.
Oh, my God.
Letterboxd people don't think it's in the top 100.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah, it's not even in the top 100. That's crazy. I would have thought it at least would have made the top 100, but not according to the people that vote on this.
Jurassic Park.
Great movie. Not in the top 25.
The Matrix.
Also, every influential movie that came out in 1999. Not in the top 25 according to these users here voting.
I got Clockwork Orange.
A very deranged movie with an all-time performance by Malcolm McDowell. No, not in there.
Okay, Lord of the Rings.
I'll let you narrow to which one.
Ooh. Return of the King.
Unfortunately, that was a trick question. None of the Lord of the Rings made it on
this list. Son of a bitch.
Not in the top 25. You got 6 guesses left.
Okay. The Dark... I don't want to say that. So... Okay, E.T.
Another Spielberg classic that did not make this list.
Jaws.
You know, if I made a top 30 list, Jurassic Park and Jaws and Lord of the Rings would have been on there.
Okay.
We stopped at 25.
Here we go, Johnny. Back to the Future.
You know, it disappoints me that they put this at 36 right now. That movie should be way higher, but no. We're down to 3 guesses left.
Titanic.
Not even touching this list.
Oh my god. Wait. Okay, hold on. So now, okay, did I already say Silence of the Lambs? Did I say that?
You did. Yes, you did.
Okay. I said that in its older movies.
So here you have 2 guesses left. Here's what I will tell you about this list and kind of how you want to think about some of this. Some of these guys or gals that are voting on these movies are more akin to me in terms of how I view these movies. When I say that is that we have your classics, but there are contemporary movies that are on this list. So think about that for a second.
I am, but it's such a risk because I like for example, I would have said like No Country for Old Men.
You know, if we were doing top.
Come on, man. Okay. All right. My last guess.
So you got one guess list here. If you get this right, then you can get another 3 guesses. So
Inception.
Unfortunately,
what?
Christopher Nolan has 2 movies on this list. You did not name the right one.
Is Batman the other one?
The Dark Knight is at number 9.
Oh fuck! I was going to do that, but I thought it was too new.
So let me give you this top 25 list. This guy.
Give me the one I didn't get. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So number 25, we have Blade Runner. 24, you guessed, at Goodfellas.
I didn't do Blade Runner. Fuck me.
23. It might be a shock to some people, but this is one of 2 animated movies that are on this list. And number 23 is Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
What? Okay.
Number 22 is it's called Love Exposure.
Okay.
It is seems like a Japanese movie. Let me read you the synopsis of this movie. The story of a teenage boy named Yu who falls for Yoko, a girl he runs into while working as an upskirt photographer in an offshoot of the porn industry.
Wait, fuck you. This is in the top 25?
His attempts to woo her are complicated by a spot of cross-dressing, which convinces Yoko that she is lesbian, dalliances with kung fu and crime, and a constant struggle with the guilt that's a legacy of his Catholic upbringing.
Here's the thing: is the movie actually amazing though? Like, it's like, am I shitting on it?
I haven't watched the movie, but according to 2.7 people that have watched this movie, it has
2.7,
2.7 or 2,700 people fans of the movie.
Yeah.
On Letterboxd have given this movie a 4.3 out of 5. So
okay, fine.
So something in the library we should probably look at. At number 21 is Come and See, a 1985 film. The invasion of a village in Belorussia by German forces send young Flor into the forest to join the weary resistance fighters against his family's wishes. Then he meets a girl who accompanies him back to his village. On returning home, finds his family and fellow peasants massacred. His continued survival amidst the brutal debris of war becomes increasingly nightmarish, a battle between despair and hope. 4.6 star or 4.6 rating out of 5,800 people. I've never heard of the movie. I will take your word for it.
I have to disagree with that a little bit.
All right. At number 20, you should have said the other Godfather. It's Godfather Part 2.
Okay.
19, 18, 17 you got. Empire Strikes Back, Pulp Fiction, Casablanca. Number 16 is the highest animated movie on this list. If I told
Spirited Away?
Yes, it is. Spirited Away is on there.
Damn it.
At number 15, it is the only Paul Thomas Anderson movie that was on here. It is also
Punch Drunk Love.
That's a great one, but it's not that one. You could probably guess now what the other one is. With Daniel Day-Lewis.
I could see it in my brain. It's not that one. It's There Will Be Blood?
Yes, There Will Be Blood.
Okay.
Number 14 is The Tree of Life. That's one of the greatest movies I've ever seen.
That is such a left field, man. What the fuck? It's Brad Pitt?
Brad Pitt and Jessica Chastain. Yes, that's a great movie. Right. 13 is Synecdoche, New York, which is I'm very shocked at how high this movie is. It is a movie by, I believe, it is a movie by Charlie Kaufman. It has Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Is The Shining in any of these?
Not in the top 25, no.
All right. Oh.
Number 12 is Seven Samurai.
Really?
Yes. Number 11 is Stalker. It seems like it's a German film from Tarkovsky. I think I've heard of this movie. I just never watched it. So that gives us into the top 10. I think you would be shocked and happy at the same time what their top 10 is as of this moment from people that are voting. Number 10 is Whiplash. They have it at number 10.
Number 10, that fast, huh?
Yeah.
All time.
Number 9, The Dark Knight. Number 8, Shawshank Redemption.
Shit. I didn't think it was that good. I know it was good, but Jesus, okay.
Number 7, Apocalypse Now. That's the highest war movie that's on here.
Okay, what the fuck?
Number 6 is a musical that you thoroughly enjoyed when we watched it in theaters. That they had.
La La Land?
Yes.
What? That's insane.
Number 5 is one of my favorite movies, Mulholland Drive.
Oh, wow. Okay. That's a trip.
Number 4 is a movie that made history 2 years ago at the Oscars.
Oh, Parasite.
Mm-hmm. Number 3 is the highest Nolan movie on here.
Batman?
No, we already said The Dark Knight.
Oh, what am I thinking here?
And it's not Inception. There's only another one, I believe.
Wait, why am I freaking out here? So it's not Batman.
Mm-mm.
It's not Inception.
Mm-mm. You actually really only have 2 choices.
Prestige?
No. Prestige is good.
Hold on. Interstellar.
Yep. Interstellar at number 3.
Oh, okay.
Godfather at number 2. Space Odyssey at number 1. What a crazy list, right?
I was going to say, it's very interesting if you give someone one vote,
yes.
Right? So I think the data becomes a little bit weird when you give people one vote. And I think if you give people like 3 votes, you'll probably see a lot more normal distribution of movies, I think.
That's true. You know why I like this list is because there's respect to older films. But, I would like to believe that as time goes on, things that come out newer, not necessarily are better, but sometimes they are. And so I like the fact that there's newer respect. There's more respect for some newer movies that are contemporary right now. That being said, we know how great The Godfather is. In every list, it's somewhere in the top 5. And you're thinking that movie is 50 years old as of right now.
It's just crazy how well it's held up, And I'm just surprised with these new movies. I mean, I shouldn't be, right? Because you want these movies to go up the list. You don't want shittier movies and things like, Godfather never moving ever at all. So it's a good thing, right? It means that, the industry is going in a good place.
Okay. Now compare that to, I'll give you the top 10 that is, like I said, on the IMDb 250, but I'll just give you the top 10. So you can tell this list is very different. Number 10 is Casablanca.
Okay.
Number 9 is 12 Angry Men.
Okay.
Number 8 is Empire Strikes Back.
All right.
Number 7 is One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Yeah, I was thinking that too. All right.
Number 6 is Schindler's List.
Ooh, interesting.
Number 5 is Pulp Fiction. Number 4 is The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. Number 3 is Godfather Part 2. Number 2 is The First Godfather. And number 1 is Shawshank Redemption.
Wow. I love Shawshank Redemption too. I'm surprised that I didn't guess that shit.
Yeah.
Fuck.
So,
hey, Morgan Freeman, man. Love that guy.
It's very, very, very good.
I mean, I'm surprised that like not a single Pixar movie made it to those things, just because I get that it's because it's animated, but like, like the classic Pixar stuff was so good. Like it told the story so well, animated so well, and it pulled at the heartstrings. And so that's what you want ultimately, right? And is it have something to do with the fact that it's a kids, like it's more of a kids, directed thing? I don't know. But yeah. I mean I think they get snubbed a lot.
They do. I think it's just people just don't understand animation. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes that's kind of.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's why they have their own. Do people in the SAG community think that it's voice actor work, so it's all,
I think
subpar?
I think those guys understand like that stuff is pretty crazy. Like it's stuff that you probably should they should respect because it is a different form of acting. Doing different voices and inflections, right? There's a reason why Dan Castellaneta or like Harry Shearer or like Hank Azaria from like The Simpsons get paid so much.
John H. Benjamin. Well, actually, no, that guy does the same voice for everything.
Yes, he does.
His voice is golden, so just use the same shit for everything.
Exactly. Here is one that we were talking about this offline, but I think it's pretty cool to kind of talk about.
Okay.
Jared brought up, or is it you or Jared that brought up the fact that AMC does surge
flexible, pricing
I'll call it
or whatever.
Surge pricing when it comes to certain movies. With Batman being it right now, I like to just straight out say that I do not agree with any of this, but I understand it. So
nah.
Here's the reason why I think I understand why they're trying to do it. It's because you always see an influx when it's a big blockbuster movie. You don't see that influx when it comes to movies like The Green Knight that came out last year, smaller movies like that. I think people are more cognizant now of when we go see a movie, it has to be like a big time movie. And right now, big time movies are Marvel movies.
Yeah, but does that have to do with the fact that movie prices are stupid? Now, let me tell you, when I was watching, we'll talk about Batman later, but I was watching Batman, and it was at a place where they serve food.
Mm-hmm.
They charged me $1.50 for butter on my popcorn.
Okay,
like, fuck you, right?
Wait, $1.50 for butter. Wait. What is the theater company you go to?
It's called Movie Tavern. I don't know who owns it.
Movie Tavern. That seems like a very independent.
But like it's the pricing's the same. It's like I got here. Let me tell you, I got a large popcorn, 2 large drinks, and an icy, and it cost me $32. And
$32.
$32. Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah. So
okay, Marcus Theaters. You are not one of the big three, and what I mean by that is you're not AMC, you're not Regal, and you are not Century or Cinemark. They're one and the same. What are you doing charging $1.50 for butter?
Dude, I don't know. But this is also one of the few places where there's a button, there's like a tray with your seat. There's a button you can hit to have people serve you. But I don't know, man. Look, because like we always know, movie theater business, I have to assume is profitable. Like owning a movie theater has to be profitable, no?
I don't know. So I think it depends on what returns they get for ticket sales, right? If let's say, I think let's Google this real quick. How much do theaters make off a movie ticket?
I think it's very little
profit. Movie theater profit margin. Let's take a look at this. So, because I think I read it before, like, you going and you purchasing a movie ticket is like when what do they call it in business? Like a loss leader, right? They're losing money probably sometimes when you're buying movie, especially if they're having like those like Tuesday, like $5 Tuesdays or whatever, right? They're losing money, but how do they make it back? Is through their concessions. That's where the real profit is. That I understand. So, especially when movies have like $100 million budget, right? You gotta make that movie back somehow. So it's understandable why people get angry about the prices of concessions, but I blame that more on the divvy up of how much money they're making for the ticket rather than so much of the theater itself. Because I could be wrong, but I would like to believe if they were making a little bit more money on the movie tickets, probably popcorn would be at $5 for a large and $4 for a regular, which is still outrageous, but it's much better than paying $8 for a large popcorn, right? With an extra $1.50 for butter that you have paid for.
It's absolute bullshit. Yeah. Now, I said this before that I can't complain if I clearly see the pricing beforehand. Like I'm not getting charged up the ass like medicine is. But if I saw the price beforehand and I agreed to it and I pay for it, I really can't complain. I just don't like it. That's all I'm saying. Now it is what it is, and so I don't know. It was stupid. It was stupid as shit. I don't know what you really can do about it. I definitely promote bringing in your own. First of all, the people who run it, aside from the owners, do not give a shit if you bring food in. Mm-hmm. Assuming one, you don't make a giant mess everywhere, and two, you throw away your trash. That's it. It's like, do you think the guy that's making $10 an hour not even 10, probably $7 an hour, whatever it is, at the movie theater gives a shit if you bring in like chips to the movie theater? No, they don't care. They don't. You know why? Because I used to work at the movie theater and I didn't give a shit. Okay.
Yeah. So
go ahead.
That's the biggest thing, right? If you bring your own shit, clean it up yourself. For the love of God, don't make a crazy ass mess, right? It's one thing because it doesn't hurt their pocket. It's not like they're trying to actively sell you the popcorn. Everything's passive because you just see ads or you see the smell.
Don't forget about the ads. The ads they put on the screen. Right? Like 30 minutes of fucking ads.
Yeah. So it's very passive for what it is. So you don't see a concession person actually coming out to you once you step into, like, they rip your ticket and they're like, hey, don't forget to go buy popcorn. They're not going to say that to you. It's more or less like you see it, and if you want it, you want it. So to Joe's point, if you bring your own shit in, clean that shit up, because they don't deserve to be cleaning up messes that they didn't sell you. Does that make sense? like don't be just throwing random shit out. Let's make everything a little bit easier.
I brought in motherfucking Chipotle when I watched Batman, dude. Chipotle and chips. Oh. And and I still spent $32 at the goddamn movie theater, man.
So
what the fuck?
So let me ask you this. I think this is a really good question. I believe like we are in they're at the right frame of mind that like a theater right now not only has to have great projection, great sound, but the seats have to be comfortable. Whether it's most of them should be recliners. I'm not saying everything should be a love seat, but it has to be comfortable enough where you feel relaxed, but not too relaxed. Because I know if people feel too relaxed, they might fall asleep in the movie. Not so much because the movie's boring, but shit, it's comfy and it's dark and it's air conditioned. Of course, you might go to sleep, right? But how do you feel about the actual, like with movie tavern? Because I've been to places like Sinopolis was in San Diego, of people that are on cue to bring you food if you're just ordering.
Just in general?
Yeah, see, because I feel like it just ruins because now I'm assuming these seats are a little bit wider, because if you have a lot of people coming in and out, I'm going to assume, does that theater have like the trays that you can pull out? Okay.
Yeah.
So of course there's a certain style that your seats have to be for that to like kind of work. I always felt like that shit was distracting, especially if someone's ordering like truffle fries and they're like in the seat below and I could smell that shit and I'm just like, bro, you just had your person come in there, and those guys are trying to be as discreet as possible to not bother you during your interaction with the movie. I just don't know how I feel if that is the next way of thinking of how to improve the movie theater experience.
Yeah, the biggest thing for me, especially with this movie theater, is that if you walk upright on the highest or the most furthest back aisle, your head goes right through the projector. That you see someone's giant fucking head cutting through during Batman. And also the other thing about this place is they don't completely black out the theater. Like it's very, very lowly dimmed. So I think people are eating. It's sort of the things like you kind of, I mean, if you've been there once, you sort of know what the deal is. Then I think people are okay with it. And I think one of the things they started doing is they only serve food within the first 30 minutes of the movie starting.
Okay.
After that, if you want to get your own shit, you got to go outside and get it.
Got it.
So, I mean, it's okay. It's just, again, everything's overpriced. We're talking like a $22 small pizza. We're talking like, $18 nachos that are kind of shitty. It's basically really bad bar food that they serve at the movie theater. And so that's really about it.
All right, you guys. Thanks for coming, listening to us. Just kind of shooting the shit here. Joe, tell us where they can find us. Hey,
guys. If you eat red vines, don't at me. At Film Lovers GTG. Let us know. It's really interesting to have everyone's opinion on what's a good movie-going experience, what are the top 25 movies of all time, sort of thing. I think I'm really happy we are leaving the era of those shitty fold-down seats, and we're pretty much everywhere I go is like nice, comfy seats. I have to assume that from a business model, it's working, and I'm glad that it's working. Paying an extra couple dollars to have that experience, that's one of the few things is well worth it. I don't say that very often. But anyways, let me know your thoughts at Film Lovers GTTG on all social media.
All right, you guys. You guys can follow me at JNO11, Instagram, Facebook. Actually, maybe not Facebook. Twitter. Be tweeting stuff there. Next week, Jared will be back, and we will talk everything about Matt Reeves' newest film, The Batman. We'll talk to you then.